Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you some common errors and I will teach you how to solve them. And I also will give you some technical hints in order to work smoothly in Designer. So let's start. I'm going to access Designer for service. So I'm going to choose Range and then just scroll down and see MEVACO Product Designer, Test Product Designer now. So the interface is going to open. Choose round shape and perforation around hole staggered 4 and hole page 18. And button finished button material still 1.5 and surface treatment without further treatment. As you see, a red exclamation mark has appeared to inform us that selected material hole pattern combination cannot be manufactured. In such a case, the first thing you should try is working on this value here, whole page. You've got here this option, individual. So we're going to choose individual and type in our value and see what happens. It has helped the problem got solved. So in case you've got this error, try always to use the individual option, right? Because it means that this perforation won't be manufactured in a standard way. That's why sometimes designer cannot accept it and it shows this error communicating that you have to alter material or alter perforation. So that's done. I'm going to show you another example. Let's go to the summary or stick with this one and I can just alter perforation, slightly smaller diameter 3 millimeters, hole pitch 5 and stainless steel 1.5 without further treatment. That's all right. I'm going to click on Add Position and choose a simple rectangular plate with one perforated zone. Create. Here we go. We're in the perforated zone section. Say I would like to make a cutout in this perforated area. So I'm going to use Cut Rectangle tool or Cut Circle tool. Here we go. But again, we've got this exclamation mark here telling us the selected perforation material type are only available for rectangular outlines. So in this case, this scenario, we cannot make such cuts. So I'm gonna replace it with a add rectangle tool just to cover it. And here we go, this arrow has disappeared. So in such case, you're allowed only to have your rectangular shapes. And also another information, speaking of maximum width and length. In such case, it's 1500 width and 4000 millimeters length, or in some cases 3000, all depends on the way it's being manufactured. So on the type of perforation and material. So let's move further. I want to show you some other examples. Speaking of dimensions and the maximum, if I want to have a rhomboid plate, right, there are some limitations. So whenever I have a plate which is not rectangular, I do have some limitations like rhomboid or a plate with notched corners, for example. The maximum width in this case it's 1405 millimeters and length 2980. So you cannot exceed those dimensions. We can go back to summary, we can delete our positions. We don't need them anymore. And I'm going to choose a cassette to show you some other problems that may occur on cassette with a single band. I'm going to click on create. And as you probably already know, you need to add perforated zone. In order to do that, you go to adjustment, and here you've got this value depicting margin. And when you draw a cassette, the minimum margin is 10 millimeters, so it can be 10 or more, but not less. I click here, this icon, and just place this perforation anywhere. So just remember about this limitation as well. All right. So let's see some examples with fixing holes. I'm just gonna take a simple rectangular plate, go to the fixing hole section, turn with my grid. Again, we've got an error here. Okay, unfortunately, you cannot order flat plates and cassettes together in one batch. That's another good good point to remember. I'm gonna delete this cassette so everything will be fine and this arrow will disappear. All is well. See, has disappeared. And now I'm gonna go to the fixing holes section. Speaking of fixing holes, I'm going to choose a round one and the biggest one. And here you need to be careful. Actually, when it turns red or it turns green. When it turns green, you are able to place it anywhere, right? But when it turns red, you are not able to place it. It all depends on the distance. So your fixing hole needs to be away from the edge, and this distance needs to be at least double the thickness of your material. So I have stainless steel 1.5. That means it should be 3 millimeters away from the edge. Then I can place it. You see, I can't. Now I can. So just remember, this is about the fixing holes and how to place them. I would like to show you a last example. Actually, I can use the same plate. Sorry about that. I'm gonna hide perimeters, go to outline. Let's say I would like to make some corners, like notched corner, right? If I make a corner 40 by 40, all is well, no errors whatsoever. But I would like to make a bigger corner, 140 by 140, place it at the bottom, and an error appears. To narrow margin, select bigger margin. So just bear in mind that your outline, your contour cannot overlap with perforated zone. So in such a case, you need to alter your margins or make this corner smaller. I can just undo and this error disappears. So I hope you find this helpful and I wish you all the best with Designer.